reasons. So we figured Ryan Hannable, he's going to give us the inside dirt to the extent that he knows it on some of this stuff. And we're going to start out with Malcolm Butler, which seems to be the thing that most people are talking about. And there's, for most teams, at most times, this Malcolm Butler thing would clearly be the top story. For the Patriots, not even clearly the top story, but it has been getting a ton of attention. So we're going to get right into that. Let's talk about Malcolm Butler, obviously missing a lot of Super Bowl 52, except for special teams, which for some reason he was allowed to play on. There's a few things that need clarification. There's a lot of people that speculated that the benching was for disciplinary reasons, that Butler had missed curfew, he had had some weed, maybe he had gotten trashed on alcohol. He has since denied any wrongdoing via an Instagram post. Do you believe him, or have you heard anything that would give clarity on this?
Yeah, I believe him with the statement. I don't think that he was part of any of the rumors that were going around Monday. I don't think he was smoking weed at a concert. I don't think he came back trashed one night. I don't think that he got caught smoking weed in his room. I don't think there was any of that stuff during the week. I think once he got out to Minnesota, I think that he was fine from doing things right. But I do think that there is something that we're missing. I don't think the full story is out yet. I think something happened maybe Sunday at the stadium. I just have a hard time believing that everything that Malcolm said in his statement is exactly what happened. I think that we're missing something.
Do you think we're gonna know? Do you think we're gonna know?
No, because I don't think I think Belichick is probably one of the only people that know, probably one of the few people that know, and he's done. He's moved on to 2018. I think he's done talking about it. And even after the game on the conference call on Monday, he gave nothing. He said basically the same thing he said after the game, which is nothing too. So.
Yeah, it's brutal. 98% of the defensive snaps all year, known for the knack for the big play, great competitor. Batamosi's in, Richards in, they're all getting roasted. I mean, like you said, I don't think we're going to – my next question is going to be why, yet I agree with you. I don't think we're going to ever know. So we can just move then to beyond just costing –
I'll give you this. Okay. I know during the week, like the week before the Super Bowl and the week of the Super Bowl, he was practicing as the number 3 corner.
Okay.
Eric Roto was going to be the number 2 corner going into the game, which we've seen before actually in the New Orleans game in week 2. Butler was the number 3 corner there as well, just because they like the matchups with Rowe being a bigger corner.
Yeah.
He would be the number 2 corner in that game. So I think Malcolm and we even know that some of the captains knew that going into the game that Malcolm wasn't going to be in his normal role. But I do think what we're missing is what happened from him going to the number 3 role to being benched over Johnson Batamosi. That's where I think something else happened. And it wouldn't be surprising to me if maybe he, got in a fight with a coach the day of the game. Not an actual fight, but a disagreement, an attitude thing. I know he's been, having attitude problems most of the year, really ever since Stephon Gilmore got his deal. So I kind of think that we're missing that piece, what happened from him going number 3 to number 4, and it really could be anything. But I don't think it was anything major, like, he was out late, smoking weed.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's a complete mystery. I remember reading a report, and who knows how much truth there is, that Belichick wanted to bench him during the AFC Championship against the Jaguars, but the other coaches ruled him, and then he kind of shocked the coaches by making this decision only a couple hours before the game. So it makes sense that something might have happened in between those hours between Sunday and the kickoff. So who knows? Like you said, I doubt we'll ever know. But what we can at least speculate on is this going to have any long-term implications? I mean, it probably cost us a Super Bowl, or at least a chance of the Super Bowl, ruined an absolute masterpiece performance from Brady. So it already is ruining, terrible things in that. But now we got to look down the road. Is there any long-term implications, do you think? Is this going to matter down the road?
I don't think so. I think that, obviously the players are upset by what happened, and they all talked about after the game how good, how Malcolm Butler is a good player, and you always want to have players on the field. But I think that they have the whole offseason to sort of put this past them. In the end of the day, Bill Belichick's their coach, the greatest coach of all time. So I mean, they can definitely, they have the whole offseason to get over it. I wouldn't be surprised if Belichick addressed it with a certain players at their exit interviews this week. He does sort of owe the players an explanation if they didn't already know. Because I mean, every player that we talked to after the game said they didn't know either. I mean, they could very well have been playing us, and they knew all along too. But I think Belichick, if the players don't know already, he realizes what a big decision it was, that he owes them an explanation.
Yeah.
All right, Hannable, I'm going to ask you point blank. Do the Patriots win that game if Malcolm Butler plays? In your opinion?
Yes, but it's not a definite yes, because Butler didn't really have the best of seasons, and it's hard to really say how things would have turned. I think Eric Rowe actually played a better game than people give him credit for. Yes, he got beat on that touchdown by Alshon Jeffrey, but it was a great catch. And actually after that, Eric Rowe was pretty good. And then in the spots where Johnson Batamosi made some mistakes, it's hard to say, what would happen. So I guess if I had to say, if gun to my head, yes, they probably win the game, but it's not as definite as some other people might think.